Hey, it's Freya and this week's theme is fire. Now, being as I live in Australia and it's currently summer, the first thing that comes to mind when I think of the word fire is bushfires. Out of control bushfires, or bushfires in general, are a very significant factor, a very prominent thing in Australia in summer. Because the large majority of an Australian summer is not only really hot, but also really dry. And if we're really lucky, also really windy, which are ideal conditions for a bushfire. Honestly, the slightly morbid thing is that it's not really an Australian summer if you haven't heard a report of a bushfire destroying several homes. It's such a big problem that we learn in primary school how to make an escape action plan. We learn to plan what we will do and what we will take and how we will get out if a bushfire hits our home. And alongside that, the idea of get out or die is drilled into our heads from a young age. Basically, the idea is leave early or be prepared to fight for your life and your house and your belongings and your animals. But I guess what I really wanted to talk about in relation to bushfires is the eerie beauty of bushfires. A freshly burnt landscape is honestly scarily beautiful. One of my most clear memories for some reason is from when I was driving somewhere, or when Mum was driving me somewhere and we stopped for a light, and right beside the traffic light was a series of bush that was still smoldering. So we're talking the blackened skeletal remains of trees and still burning embers here and there, small spot fires still in that bush, and firefighters just sort of walking around the burnt area, occasionally stamping out these small fires. And it just felt so out of place to see such a chaotic landscape, such a dead landscape in real life, and the calmness of it. One of the things I remember most about it was just the calmness of this landscape. It was just completely lifeless, but completely beautiful. And obviously I feel horrible saying that because I know how many, the sheer number of people who lose their lives, their homes, everything in bushfires every year, but it was beautiful. And in relation to this is the excitement that I've felt in the past when a bushfire has been going on. I have thankfully never been in a situation wherein a bushfire was right on top of me or my house or anyone I know. But there have been situations wherein a bushfire has been so huge and so close that the sky turns black with smoke and bits of burnt and smouldering bush rain down on you. Another one of my clearest memories was from a few years back when I was at school, and me and a friend of mine during our photography period, which was pretty lenient, like our teachers pretty much just let us roam the school with notes and take photos. But on this particular day, it was bushfire central. There were so many bushfires around where I was. And one in particular, one really huge one, was the closest. So me and Tegan were at school, and basically the entire day the sky was varying shades of grey and black. And on the horizon was just this brilliant explosion of orange. Honestly, the sky looked burnt. That is the best way I can describe it. The sky looked burnt. And then here was me and my friend walking around the school, basically catching these bits of burnt bush that were less so burnt and more ash, so they would pretty much disintegrate on contact. And I guess the thing was that although I was afraid and I was scared that my house would be next, or that someone I know's house would be next, I felt excited. I was feeling the adrenaline rush of something different. And I guess it's the same sort of feeling I get when I'm in really dangerous storms. Although it's terrifying, I get so excited because it's so obviously different. But yeah, basically those are my thoughts on the theme of fire. Let me know down in the comments what your immediate reaction is to the word fire. Is it a positive reaction or a negative reaction? Like, do you think cozy fire in the winter warming your cold, freezing, frostbite hands? Or do you think raging bushfire, heat of summer, danger, terrifying? Let me know those thoughts thoughts and more down in the comments. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, or hey, you could subscribe too, because that would be really cool. Don't forget to check out all of the links below for the social media and for our channels and stuff, and don't forget to check back during the week for everyone else's videos. I hope you have an amazing day, and I will see you next week. Bye! There is a person who is just parked outside my house, but right in my direct line of vision when I look out the window, and I don't know what they're doing. What are you doing, kind sir? What is happening?